a show where a couple of friends watched movies of old and aim to figure out if the reviewers were spot on or a little off. I'm Mike.
And I'm Tristan.
And this week, we're talking about... Jaws.
Wasn't expecting that.
I know. I really, you know what? I think that this movie in particular was the one that really put John Williams on the map. Even though arguably I believe he had been nominated for an Oscar prior to this.
Okay.
This was the first blockbuster movie I think that he did that I'm sure everyone was kind of like, in some ways, talking about his music along with what was happening in the film. And, you know, actually, I'll talk about it once we get into the movie. Hey, Tristan.
Hi.
What's your bright spot, buddy?
Hey, you know, there's a couple of things that I'm looking forward to this week.
Yeah.
One of them is I'm going to come up and hang out with you a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for that.
Me too.
And then on Thursday, my oldest nephew is coming out to visit, and we're just like, it's the first time he's coming out to this area on his own. So it's like, hey, let's hang out, and it'll be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. And
how about you?
Same. I'm really excited to hang out tomorrow, and I'm so excited to see your nephew. No,
be a good time.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. But it's gonna be, you know, tomorrow's gonna be fun, and you know, I think we can say it. It'll be the second time I see it, but we are going to go see the Superman movie,
yes,
or just Superman, as some say, and.
Because the Superman movie is the first movie, right?
No, it's Superman 2. No, wait. It's Richard Donner? No. Anyway. All right. So what I was going to say is I'm going to jump to the release date. Release date, June 20th, 1975. So we are on the, I can do math, 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're on the 50th anniversary. In the movie, they were celebrating their 50th celebration or whatever.
And, oh yeah, you got another one or no?
No. Go ahead.
And this was completely unintentional, but we nailed it. It's Shark Week.
It's Shark Week.
It's Shark Week. Completely unintentional, but perfect in every way.
I forgot that it was Shark Week.
You know what? I wouldn't have known if I hadn't gone to no less than 3 places that had Shark Week playing on it. You know, I
did get an ad for it the other day.
We're
on day 3 of Shark Week. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. And you know what? All the better. Shark Week is cool. I guess. I don't know. I could be talking out of my ass. I don't know. Directed, not Shark Week, but Jaws. Directed by Steven Spielberg. Produced by David Brown and Richard Zanuck. Screenwriters Peter Benchley, Carl Gottlieb. I've never seen that name before in my life.
Gottlieb?
Gottlieb?
I have no idea.
Gottlieb, because there's 2 T's.
Gottlib.
Live. Gottlieb?
Gottlieb.
Howard Sackler, John Milius, Robert Shaw. We're talking about a whole different generation here, man. 50 years ago.
Gottlieb. Gottlieb.
There's a B at the end.
Lip. Yep. The B is pronounced like a P.
Gottlieb.
It's German.
Gottlieb. Universal Pictures, and also distributed by DiscoVision. Production company, Universal Pictures, Zanuck Brown Production. Rated, heaven help us, PG. This is not a PG movie in any way, shape, or form.
This is because it existed before PG-13.
Correct. I think they maybe... How many people took their kids to this, you know?
I don't know. Like,
because it is disturbing.
Yeah.
It is certainly disturbing. Genre, holiday.
Does it really list it as a holiday?
Yeah, which works out too because we just had this holiday, July 4th. Mystery and thriller, horror, adventure. Original language, English.
Holiday.
I know, that's great. Budget, $7 million. And now we understand why Steven Spielberg got the career he did, because in the U.S. it grossed $267 million.
That's crazy.
Opening weekend, it made its budget back. $7 million. $7 million?
That's crazy.
Wait. No, that makes sense. That's crazy for then. But I think
well, like, considering the percentage of like how much it grossed.
Right. Hold on. I'm gonna be slightly, this isn't official, so I can't say that. So June 1975, $7 million. That would have been $42 million.
Okay.
So that could have been really good. I don't know. But it made its budget back opening weekend. So everyone in the studio must have felt real good about that. But here's the big time. Grossed worldwide $478 million. Which in today's money. Oh,
how many people watched this movie?
It can't do the math. Almost $1 billion in today's money. So it did really good.
I'm looking something up. Okay.
Because that's a lot of people. Oh, you're right. Because how much would have cost?
Movie tickets in the 70s were like $2.50.
Holy crap.
So the fact that that was everybody went and watched this movie probably more than once.
Yeah. Let's see if I can read this correctly. It looks like 191 million people, 191 or so million tickets sold.
That's crazy. Yeah, in 1975, the average U.S. ticket price was $2.03, actually.
So it could have been more. That's a lot. All of this is to say successful.
And I feel like I need a chart that shows, because we have the chart of like, here are the highest grossing films of all time, and Avatar's up there and blah, blah, blah. But I need the ones that are like, hey, here's the highest profit a movie has made. Yeah, because
this could be it. It made $470 million in profit. That's so much money. That's crazy. Alrighty. Starring Roy Scheider, Robert Shaw, Richard Dreyfuss, Lorraine Gray, Murray Hamilton. Cinematography, Bill Butler. Edited by Verna Fields. And music by the incomparable John Williams.
Verna. Wait, hold on. I don't know what I'm talking about. I think Verna might be. I think she's someone that you learn about in film class. Like, she was a very important woman in film editing.
I mean, by our math, she edited the most profitable movie ever made.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she became like a big deal.
Yeah.
She was okay, so according to this, she was such a good editor that she eventually was promoted to studio executive at Universal.
Wow. And she did not just video editing, she did sound editing too.
Mm-hmm. Well, back then you had to do
you had to do all of it. Oh, interesting. Here's my question. Did she go to USC?
I mean, yes.
Because she did?
She taught an editing class at USC and she was an alum.
Because the reason I say that is looking at her credits, she did some stuff before that, but this is where it gets interesting. American Graffiti.
Oh, yeah.
And then she did Sugarland Express, which was Steven Spielberg's first film. And then she did Jaws. So she did both George Lucas and Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
And she did TV and some movies before that, but I don't know if those were like big movies. We should look into it, as maybe there's a documentary about it, but understanding what like a big movie was. Mm-hmm. Because I might be wrong, but I think Jaws was the first blockbuster.
Let's find out.
I feel like I remember that somewhere, where Jaws was the first movie to come out that was kind of this thing that like everyone saw.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if there was a movie prior to that.
Yeah, according to this, Jaws was the first movie to be considered a blockbuster.
Yeah. So not just how it accomplished its profitability, but it's how it spread within the zeitgeist.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, people had genuine fears of sharks based off this movie, which has a shark that apparently is very vengeful.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about more of that later. But first, and now we transition to the Recap Rewind, where we rewind and recap the film for you. And Tristan, today you are you're my Quint.
Oh, thanks.
I don't know who I am yet.
Does that mean I'm going to get eaten by the end of this?
No, but you're going to watch hundreds of your friends die.
Yeah.
Oh, awful. Anyway, I feel really bad now. Go for it.
So I realize that often when I write my recaps, I start with a thesis, and I often don't actually finish that thesis. Anyway, amity means friendship, and friendship is what Jaws is all about. Just a couple of bros bonding over beers and that one time that a great white shark killed like 3 kids. Good times, great friendship, Amity Island. Sharks eat free. It's night, the kind of night where you can see the clouds clearly in the sky and the sun reflecting off the water. A couple of teens hanging out by a bonfire get drunk and go for a swim. And that was their first mistake. Don't drink and dive. The teenage girl swims out into the deep water before the guy can even get his shirt off, and she is suddenly attacked by something in the water before getting pulled under. Martin Brody, Roy Scheider, is the new police chief in town. He receives a call to investigate a missing person, the girl from the previous night. He arrives at the beach to search for any evidence of what may have happened, only to find her dismembered remains washed up on shore. Chief Brody steps into action to shut down the beaches of the small island until they can get the shark issue under control, only for Mayor Vaughn, Murray Hamilton, to step in and make it all about politics and commercialism. Brody can't shut down the beaches because Amity is a summer town, and they're about to celebrate the 50th whatever celebration on the 4th of July. If the people can't swim, then they'll leave. Blah, blah, blah. This guy probably voted for Trump, even though he's dead. So the mayor keeps the beaches open, and Brody is on high alert as he sits on the sand with his family, diligently keeping his eye on the water. More and more people enter the water until suddenly a small boy is pulled under and the water turns red. Everyone exits the water, and a mother searches for her son, and his inflatable raft washes up on shore, torn to pieces. The town is in a frenzy, demanding the shark be found, posting a bounty. Brody says he plans to shut down the beaches, but Vaughn interjects, only giving him 24 hours. From the back of the room, fingers scratch across the chalkboard, and Quint, Robert Shaw, a grizzled old sea captain, sits there, every eye on him. He mumbles in old sea language and says he'll kill the thing by himself, but for $10,000 instead of the $3,000 bounty. Motivated by the bounty, the locals try to catch them a shark. Meanwhile, Matt Hooper, Richard Dreyfuss, from the Oceanographic Institute. Why is that hard to say? From the Institute, arrives to help Brody investigate what they are dealing with. As Hooper inspects the remains of the first victim, the locals have caught themselves a shark. However, Hooper isn't convinced that this is the one behind all the attacks because it's too small.
What do you mean?
The mother of the boy who died arrives and slaps Brody, saying that it's his fault that her son died. But the mayor tells them not to worry about it. And now they can go back to business as usual. Hooper and Brody are unconvinced. And that night, they cut open the shark that was caught, finding no evidence to suggest that this is the shark that they're looking for. They take a boat out and investigate the waters, finding a half-sunken half-sunken boat. Hooper dives in and finds a giant shark tooth lodged into the hole and is startled by the body of the boat's captain. They plead one last time with the mayor to shut down the beaches, but he refuses. So they increase the boat patrols, lining the area with boats and men to keep an eye out for the shark. Everybody in town knows that there might still be a shark, and they don't want to go in the water until the mayor convinces people to do it.
What a dick.
More and more people begin to swim, and a shark fin appears. But that shark fin was just 2 boys playing a prank. But the commotion of the prank distracts while the real shark swims toward the pond, where Brody's son and his friends are on a small boat. The shark attacks a man in a small canoe, tipping over Brody's son's boat, but he is brought back to shore safely. Phew. This final scare is enough for the mayor to finally give Brody permission to find and kill the shark. Brody hires Captain Quint, and along with Hooper, they set out to kill the shark. The rest of the movie is basically two guys on a boat with a crazy captain. The shark tears the boat apart, eats Quint, and Brody eventually shoves a tank into its mouth and shoots it, causing it to explode. Hooray!
Yeah!
Great shit.
Recap!
They did have a very like what is it? Rocky 2 when or no, not Rocky. Is it Predator? When Arnold and the other guy God, I'm forgetting.
I can see his face, but I can't think of his name right now.
The thing that I am thinking of is makes it worse, so I want to make sure I'm right about it before.
Carl Weathers? Is that who you're
Carl
thinking
Weathers.
of? Okay.
Because I just think of Chubbs Peterson from Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
But that's the movie that has the like they see each other for the first time in a while and they like lock arms and it's just like biceps and forearms.
Yeah.
It's hot. I mean, anyway, I said that line when you said it because I'm just going to say it right out the bat. Oh, no. Let's talk about the movie and then I can say it right out the bat. Or right out the gate. It would be right off the bat, but right out of the gate. So let's start with the gate before we get to the bat.
Bat's out the gate.
Yeah. You know what? This movie is very dated, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Like it does what it's trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
You have to think the time, 1975. The drawbacks they had with technology, the issues they had. And it's a very ambitious shoot. Like there's a lot of underwater stuff. And back then underwater was hard.
It was difficult.
Because it's difficult now. It was way more difficult then.
Mm-hmm.
And the cast, even though there's a lot of it's reasonable to say there's a main cast of about 6 people and then a lot of extras.
Mm-hmm.
The extras are as involved in the movie than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to be able to navigate that. I really think understanding what they did in this movie, like the work that had to be put into it, really amplifies the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it is dated. I gotta say, it is very dated.
Definitely, yeah.
The last 40 minutes or so, damn near perfect cinema.
Mm.
I truly mean that. Like the last 40 minutes are so good. Once they get on the boat, that's the movie.
Yeah,
it just takes a while to get there.
I think I paused it right before they got on the boat or like right after. And it was at the halfway mark of the movie. So
the last hour or so, the second hour is that could have been the movie for me. And I would have said it's the best movie ever made.
Because it's like there's this tension that exists that doesn't exist in the first half of the movie.
Right.
And it's just 3 guys.
Right.
And there's something about putting 3 people, 2 people, like however many, where it's just a small group of people on a small thing where they can't go anywhere. And their fight is against what's around them.
Right.
Something that they can't control. Like it's really interesting when that happens.
It's the old man in the sea kind of on steroids.
Mm-hmm.
And that portion of the film has the most character development.
Mm-hmm.
It has the most tension, the most action, but it also has a lot of heart that is and isn't present prior. So the second hour is so good, and it's filmed beautifully. The way they do stuff, it looks great. The ideas behind how to hide the shark. There were a bunch of times where I was genuinely like, how the hell did they film that?
Yeah.
Especially with the barrels.
Yeah.
I'm sure once I see how it's made, it's like, oh yeah, duh.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm like, I don't know how I would have done that.
Yeah, and like the well, that was weird. The mechanical nature of the shark and how they had that interacting with the boat, and all of that is like, it's really impressive. I mean, now you look at it and you're like, oh, that's obviously a fake shark, but it still looks really good.
I was really trying to put myself in a position of, 1970s. It looks really good.
It looks really good.
Genuinely the worst portion was the very last scene with the shark before it blows up. It looks pretty tattered, and even the teeth and stuff kind of look rubbery. But prior to that, it was pretty good.
Yeah,
including the scene where the shark jumps into the boat. That actually looked pretty good
from the back.
Yeah,
yeah.
It was all filmed really well. Yeah, I think overall it's.
Yeah, I mean, it's edited well, it's filmed well. There was really only a couple of moments where I was distracted by a background actor doing something.
Okay, good. I'm glad you said it.
Here's bad.
Here's the bat. This is the worst line read in the whole movie. Not all of cinema, but definitely in this movie, to the point where I'm pretty sure I think this is a meme even today, or at least it was made fun of on TV 20 years ago.
Okay.
Here we go. Let me see if you can hear it.
Yeah, but what kind? What kind of shark?
It's a tiger shark.
A what?
We can start
I laughed so hard with that.
That killed me, man.
In the very next shot, that guy doesn't even sound like that.
Exactly. Just
a what?
What kind of shark?
It's a tiger shark.
A what?
A what? And I think, and let me.
We can start breathing again. Ben getting plenty of pictures for the papers.
You bet he is.
What is this bite radius crap?
That is a big mouth. Look at it.
Yeah, he's so articulate at that point. But the
guy that says,
what?
What is this bite radius crap?
Yeah.
Like,
freaking head in there, man. Find out if it's
like, he sounds so normal after that.
It's so funny.
Oh, what?
Oh, wow. And there's like an awkward pause right before it too.
That was one where I was like, man, you guys could have edited this out a little, but maybe they just couldn't, and they had to keep it. I'm surprised he didn't I'm surprised Steven Spielberg didn't just go like, can we take that again?
Just do that one more time, please.
Just one more. Maybe not as drawn out. Just a what?
Yeah.
Tiger shark.
a what?
It's such a long pause.
It's a long pause, and the what is so just dragged out.
It's all of it together makes it something really beautiful.
Yeah, hold on.
And there's like, you could hear him kind of like smack his lips a little bit, like what?
I'm about to be I'm like the worst person in the world. But here we go. Let's see if this works.
A what?
No, come on. Slow it down a lot.
What?
I'm trying to do it in slow-mo because YouTube is a great tool, you know? I use it all the time. Here we go.
A what?
Oh, God.
Oh, what? It doesn't even sound like the same guy saying
I know. That's the annoying. I think that's the part that annoys me so much is it's such an odd perform. I feel like he wasn't ready. And for whatever reason, man, judging from the budget and when it was, maybe he didn't even have like an AD, but no one was like, let's do it again. Let's just.
Yeah. Or that guy, like, they did it and that was his joke take. And they were like, yeah, let's keep it.
That's awful. Yeah. That is the worst part of the movie, honestly.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Hold on. There was one other thing I wanted to because you're not a big Simpsons guy, but Simpsons, one of the reasons I know so much about pop culture is because of the Simpsons and how much they make fun of it.
Yeah.
And I never realized I actually don't think I've ever seen this movie.
Me either. This was my first time.
Yeah. And so, you know, again, the response, I think it's great. It has issues, but I think it's great. But then secondly, I guess I didn't realize how connected scenes were. And so you had the fake fin was immediately prior to an actual shark attack. And I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. I thought the story had gone like there was a fake shark and then everyone felt comfortable and then there was a shark attack. But the Simpsons made a pretty good Jaws reference, and I'll show it to you. So they're on vacation and there's a shark. There's a shark in the water of this vacation area.
Suckers.
Shark Boy!
Oh, sorry. I just love that because that's very much the opposite of the movie, which is great. Alrighty. So let's talk about cinematography. We've got Bill Butler behind the camera, and he was great. I thought a lot of the shots were really interesting. I thought there had to be a lot of time in understanding the relationship between characters in water and the shark and the water and all of those things. Like there had to be a lot of thought into that. And there's a lot of things that happen in the film that are inferred as like the shark, but it's just the camera doing its job. And it's really good. It's really, really good.
Yeah, it was interesting how they did the movement even above the water.
Yeah.
Where it's supposed to be the shark, but it's above the water, so we're seeing what's happening. And the way that it's moving creates a tension along with the music and the sound, like everything that's happening creates this tension, and it's just a camera moving.
Yeah. It does a really good job of suspending disbelief in how it does it, because like we know it's the camera, we know it's not the shark, but it does it in a way that you feel like you're you're in the shark's perspective, and you're riding that path with it. But then it jumps, and that's partially the editing. It jumps with each perspective really well. And as far as like directorial editing, again, the first hour, the biggest detriment, I think, is the pacing.
Yeah, it is pretty slow at times.
And not slow in, well, it could be slow in an artistic way. In that, what is it, ANNNNNND? It's supposed to be kind of a boring town up until the vacation time. And if that's intentional, then they did a really good job with that. I don't know if that was intentional or if it just kind of happened there, but I feel like you can interpret it as that, and it works. It works really, really well.
Yeah, because this era of filmmaking, it was much slower in their pacing, in their storytelling. But it does create, I agree with the thought of it, it does create kind of this, it's a slow town, it's a small town. And I think the second half of the movie is like really great. I think the first half of the movie helps build the understanding of why that second half is so great.
Yeah,
because
I agree with you.
There's a lot of tension that is built up. Like, you don't necessarily feel it until you get to that point of what's the point of the shark hunt? Like, people are on edge. So,
yeah, I think maybe they could have done more to provide that feeling of edge. But also, again, my critique is I'm questioning my critiques because in the story itself, ANNNNNND, it doesn't seem as though this happens. Like, this seems like it's the first one in a long time. If it is, the first one ever. And so you have a city or you have a town that depends thoroughly on vacation and tourism that is usually pretty safe. And I guess because of the mayor, the shark attacks are still very ambiguous.
Yeah.
Because one, the mayor prevents the knowledge of the shark attack, of the first shark attack, to be made public. In fact, covers it up.
Yes.
Second, once the boy gets attacked, it still feels like people don't believe it, even though.
Well, yeah, and the mayor's still trying to be like, no, it's not. That's not what happened. It's not an issue.
And then the tiger shark gets caught, and then the 4th of July happens, the fake fins, but then the people kind of violently see someone get attacked.
Yeah, everybody sees it.
It seems like
time.
Everyone does. And then that's when they finally are like, oh, we got to take this seriously. Even to the point where the mayor's like, well, my kids were on that beach. It was like, you didn't think of that before?
Yeah.
We'll talk about him in a moment.
That scene, there's a couple of interesting scenes, but the I think it's the first. Is it the first time that they're on the beach and they say everybody out of the water, and it does that dolly zoom?
Oh,
such a beautiful shot.
Gosh, is that what they did? So for that back then, they would have had to hand focus it, right? Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
For for those listening that don't know what a dolly zoom is, I mean, if you've seen that shot, you understand what it accomplishes.
And the shot I think is in the trailer.
Yeah.
So like if you go on YouTube and look up the Jaws trailer, you'll see it.
It's one of the most famous shots from this movie. But the camera is on a dolly, so it's on tracks.
Right.
And then they're also so I think for this shot, they would have been moving the camera physically toward Brody.
Yes.
And zooming it out at the same time.
Yeah.
And you have to time the zoom and how fast the camera is moving to create that crazy effect. They do this in Severance as well, in a very minor way, but when they like change, but it creates the depth of field to like super get like, it just gets really weird.
It wouldn't just be zoom. They would have to adjust the aperture, wouldn't they?
It depends on,
because I'm thinking back at the cameras back then.
Yeah.
Would they have been independent of each other, or would they have been connected?
It's possible that they had to adjust that as well.
Yeah. Which I just mean in that moment for that shot, it would have been the dolly rig, so it's on wheels and it's moving toward them and it's moving quickly.
Mm-hmm.
They have to crank the lens to get to zoom out.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're independent of each other, you're also cranking the focus so that it's in focus. Like that would have been a hell of a task.
Yeah, I don't know if cameras back then did it, but like cameras can lock a focus onto a spot even when with the zooming happening. So
it probably, maybe it did, and it was just like a center focus.
Yeah, maybe they had that, but yeah, you're doing a lot of stuff to the camera, both physically moving it and also internally changing things. And it just like the background is moving, but your character is staying in the same spot, but your like perspective of them changes because like when a camera is zoomed in, you get like the narrower face, but when the camera's closer, you get kind of a wider. It's like the camera does weird things, but it creates this really cool. I tried to do it once without a dolly and it was horrible.
Yeah. I just watched it. It's in this little trailer, and I think it's just a small version of it, but it is so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's iconic. I'm sure there's evidence of it having been done prior to this movie, but it was done in such a way that it was visually and towards the story very impactful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. I mean, because that's happening after he's like, he knows that something's going on and that it's getting covered up. And so he's like diligently watching the water. And then like for the moment that he isn't paying attention, it happens. And then there's the realization of what happens. And that's when that shot happens. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. And I think they set up the shot really, really well in that he is so tense.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment he lets his guard down is when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they killed a kid.
They killed a kid. I'm curious. They also killed a dog in that moment, but
they did.
It's much more subtle. I'd be curious to go back and pay attention to the types of shots that lead up to that one. To see if they continue, because he's tense the whole time. And I know there's a lot of close-ups and he's having the conversations with people that he's like, get out of my way. I'm trying to pay attention.
Right. It's a ridiculous hat, Bob, or whatever he says to the old man.
That's a bad hat, Harry.
That's it. That's a bad hat, Harry.
Which that is in the, that's at the end of TV shows where there's like the production company or studio or whatever, and they have like sound bites sometimes. That's a
Oh.
soundbite for something.
It's
And
bad
I
hat.
never
It's a bad hat, Harry.
and I never knew that until watching this.
That's oh no.
What?
That's Bryan Singer's.
Oh, okay.
What a tool.
I didn't. What was I saying? Oh, I'm curious if the shot where he lets his guard down for that moment feels different.
It does.
Than the other shots.
It does. It's the first one that is, if I remember correctly, it's the first one that is like directly in front. Everything else was to the side. It like it's almost as though visually not only was in the story, like in the actions of what was happening with the people, he felt disconnected to the water to where he couldn't observe it. The camera was disconnecting him to the water.
Interesting. Yeah.
And then that zoom is like it's like pulling him towards the water. You know? Yeah. That's interesting.
We don't always talk about this kind of stuff with the movies that we watch, but like there's some really interesting stuff that when you pay attention to, like, how is the camera acting here? Like the camera is helping to tell the story when it's
absolutely
done well.
Absolutely.
We don't have to talk about this too long, but there's a shot. There's the show on Apple TV that is the morning show with Steve Carell and I can't think of her name. Jennifer Aniston and the person I can't remember her name. Anyway, there's this really crazy shot of normally when you have this a shot of two people talking to each other, you have them on the opposite side of the screen. So if somebody's talking to somebody on the left, their face is on the right to give space for that conversation. But there's this really tense scene where the people don't really want to be talking to each other, and their faces are put on the opposite side of the screen than they should be. So there's a lot of space behind them and no space in front of them. And it builds this tension of like, oh, she doesn't want to be in this conversation and she'd rather be anyway. Pay attention to how cameras are used in storytelling. It's really interesting. This movie does a good job at it.
Exactly. Edited really well. I didn't see anything that was.
Yeah, there were a couple of like cutting from one moment to another that like the action was off a little bit, or it felt like a jump. But it wasn't. It's
also present in the time, though.
Yeah,
like most movies back then did have that kind of edit in a lot of way. There's I'm sure someone could correct me, but I feel like there's very few movies that are edited flawlessly at a time when they were editing in those ways.
Yeah, and it's hard to undo a cut when you're physically cutting the film and taping it back together.
Yeah, exactly. Like you never.
Yep.
Yeah. Music. John Williams nailed it. Uh-oh. I don't hear it. Do you hear it? I don't hear it. I don't hear my sound.
I don't hear it either, but maybe it's just quiet.
No, I don't think. Let me see. No, there's no signal going to it. How do I fix that? Oh no, what did I do? I wonder if I do it this way, if it'll do it. I know,
there are so many Jaws sequels and
yeah. Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy. I'm sorry. I was looking at John Williams' IMDb, and he just so you type in Jaws and there's 11 things that pop up, which is nuts.
Yeah, I think he only did the music for the first 2.
But he would have gotten credit.
He would have gotten credit for all of them.
I'm looking at his the things that he's done.
Uh-huh.
And Jaws might be like, I think you said this. This is what you were talking about before. But like, this is the first thing that he did that's like, let's pay attention to this guy.
Right.
Because like I'm looking back and he had some uncredited, I mean, he played the piano in West Side Story.
He played the piano on a bunch of things.
A ton of things.
He worked with
he did the Great
Henry
Race.
He did Henry Mancini. He did a lot of Henry Mancini stuff. So he is in Peter Gunn. The bam 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 ba the piano part. Yeah. That's him.
Uh-huh. Oh, cool.
Not the bass part, because that's the bass player. But he plays the piano in that one.
Henry Mancini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the one that did Pink Panther and a bunch of other really famous kind of jazzy tunes.
If you've never seen the movie The Great Race, definitely should watch that. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at his stuff. I'm like, oh, he did that.
Oh, yeah. He did a lot of what was the one? Trying to think what he did that got him the Oscar nom. I think it was Carousel, maybe. But I also don't think that was his like original. I think it was.
No, according to this, he was an additional orchestrator.
Oh, okay.
So, and uncredited.
Right. Then it wasn't that. Oh, gosh, what was it? Anyway, his music's great. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. I thought I had this all figured out. There we go. He's so good at creating tension. So this is the death of Chrissy. You know, it gets real intense. There was, let's see if I can find it. There was a theme that was great. Is it this one? That was so different from the rest of the songs. No, this still sounds cinematic as can be. The hell? There it is. I just like that because what's his name? Quint keeps singing certain songs.
Mm-hmm.
But he keeps going back to the Spanish women song.
Mm-hmm.
Adieu, goodbye, adieu, Spanish lady, something like that. And I feel like John Williams took some of that and was like, I can turn this into a ditty of sorts, you know? And I feel like that's exactly what he did. Like he just kind of turned that into what it needed to be. And it was an interesting take on it. I know that the ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum is the most famous thing, but it was really interesting to see that he was very willing to make music that fit what the scene was rather than trying to create an overarching genre theme
right
that flowed through. Like we had the issue with what was it? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory,
Mm-hmm.
where the thematic musical idea was the overarching theme for the whole film,
Mm-hmm.
rather than make themes that fit whatever the scene is.
It was happening, yeah.
And this one felt very much like, oh, we're gonna make sure that the music fits the scene.
Yeah, there was a lot of interesting moments that I noticed because, like, a lot of the earlier part of the movie has those more intense moments of the shark music, and
Right.
then when they go out to hunt the shark, there's actually moments of when they finally harpoon him, and then the jugs. The barrels are floating along and they're chasing after him. There's the music is very hopeful.
Yeah.
Which you don't get that very often in this movie. And so it was just
No,
kind of like,
yeah.
like all of a sudden it's like, hey, we're doing something good. And then it turns.
Yeah. I like that. I thought that was really interesting. I thought that was a really good way of approaching it. Maybe it could be considered that there was a little bit of a disconnect between it, but I honestly think the story allows that disconnect to happen because it's supposed to be this, where are they supposed to be? Like Connecticut? Something like that?
They're
New England somewhere?
Yeah, Brody's originally from New York. But I don't remember where Amity is supposed to be.
Right.
My brain wants to say Rhode Island, but that doesn't seem right.
Right. Well, they said Connecticut, but I can't remember if it was someone was from Connecticut.
No, it says New York. Amity Island
is in New York.
New York. Amity Island is a fictional island located off the coast of New England.
Yeah.
So yeah,
New England. That's what I thought. That makes more sense to me. So that gets us into our characters, I think. And because we have this New England little island that people go vacation to, and we have a new chief police officer, sheriff. I think
he's the chief of police.
Chief of police. So they have their own police. Brody, and he is from New York, and they had just moved there the previous fall. I believe that's what the timeline was. He'd only been there for like 9 months. Roy Scheider? I put an N in there. Roy Scheider. And I think Roy is a interesting character. Or I think Brody is an interesting character. I think Roy Scheider did a great job.
Yeah.
I think his acting was done really well.
Mm-hmm.
I think Brody is an interesting character in that there is this ambiguous distrust for the water that never actually gets answered.
No, like why? Yeah.
I think there's an assumption that he was attacked by a shark.
Is that what it was?
So we can either answer that now because it connects to everyone else, or we could just wait until it connects to everyone else, but we could just talk about it, I guess, now. So Quint Hooper. So Quint is the boat captain. Hooper is the Oceanic Institute ocean guy.
Yeah.
Whatever, marine biologist. And they're talking about scars
Okay, yeah.
And all of them have to do with the water.
Mm-hmm.
And Brody lifts up his shirt and touches a scar on his hip.
Mm.
And I think it's a semi-large scar. So I think that is either a shark attack or some kind of injury that has to do with water, but he never talks about it.
Interesting. Yeah, because the only other time is when his wife is like, "Oh yeah, Martin's afraid of the water. But what's the scientific or what's the medical term for it?" And he just says drowning.
Drowning. I think he got injured and maybe almost drowned.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it had to do with something that happened on his hip.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't really explore that. The only thing I don't like about Brody is they have this little bit. They don't connect his prior experience in New York as an answer to this, to everything that's happening. I know that sounded very no detail at all. But my point in that is he's a cop from New York, and New York is the Big Apple, and it had always been at that point. And Brody's kind of a pushover with the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of wish there was a moment where, like, Brody's talking to his wife, Ellen, and maybe she goes, you know, you were always looked over for those promotions, whatever it is. This is, you know, remember, this is your chance to do this. Then his pushoverness kind of shows like, oh, he has a history of, you know, some of that pushoverness.
Yeah.
Because him getting slapped by the boy's mom, I kind of understood it, but also by that point in the movie, I'm like, Brody should be like, that guy. Look at that guy.
Yeah, this isn't my fault.
I said it was a shark attack. He said it was a boating accident. So one, Brody, like the second that the mayor and the what are they called? The medical examiner were like, oh no, it was a boating accident. That would have been a good time for Brody to be like, are you going to make this difficult? You know, to push back on it. And the pushback just felt really light. And then it felt like a bunch of days where Vaughn was just getting his way. But within that, the development happens where Brody does kind of feel like he's in the back seat of it all. I just wanted to see like one little bit of exposition that explained why he was that.
Yeah, what's the reason why? How is he the chief of police, but also like able to be just like controlled like that?
Right. And even how he holds himself, is able to kind of make decisions about the signs and getting his lieutenant in order, his deputy, all that stuff. It feels like he's a guy who kind of understands what to do in a situation like that, but still was very quick to just kind of be like, okay, whatever. Which I think in this, the pushback would have been like, hey, man, you do this. This liability is on you. My job is to keep everyone here safe. And I am telling you, I am instructing you, this is what we got to do to keep us safe. And if you are saying no to that, I'm still going to do my job, but anything that happens from this point is your responsibility. Something like that. But I just don't know what the character development is to not do that.
Yeah, it was interesting that it was everything that went wrong was being blamed on him.
Right. I just didn't understand why that was the case.
rather than like
The mayor.
obviously there's a lot of politics in play.
And everyone knows the mayor is the one in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone knows he's the one making these decisions. Even in the meeting, the first like city meeting after the second attack. I'm not sure what that timeline is. I think it's the
it was
attack.
after the kid.
Yeah.
And then they're like asking Brody, like, are you going to shut down the beaches and everything? And he's like, well, we're going to do that. And we're going to figure this out. And then the mayor's like, for 24 hours only.
He's like, we never agreed to that.
Mm-hmm.
My big thing with Brody is when everyone was like, what are you doing? Oh my God, what are you doing? It's like, a kid died.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? Huh?
Yeah. I like that there's one person who yells, 24 hours is like 3 weeks.
I wanted to kind of listen to this scene because we'll get into the next person, Quint, played by Robert Shaw. Robert Shaw is British. Is this a New England accent? Like, I don't know where he's supposed.
To me, I interpreted it as like old New England, definitely a descendant of someone who was from the UK.
Got it. Yeah. But this is the scene where Quint makes his debut in the movie, and it is also. Maybe you could look it up or I'll look at one of us looks it up. This might be the first time or the most famous time that someone runs their nails on a chalkboard. I don't know if I've ever seen it on anything else. It could have happened before this. There's literally hundreds and thousands of movies prior to this movie, but maybe this is the one that puts it in the zeitgeist.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'd hate the sound, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
We're also planning to bring in some experts from the Oceanographic Institute on the mainland.
Oceanographic Institute.
Oceanographic.
Well, he said oceanographic, but could have been his New York accent. I don't know.
24 hours. I didn't agree to that. Only 24 hours.
24 hours is like 3 weeks.
So everyone's arguing, and
that's horrible.
So one, I just wanted to, because who drew the shark on the chalkboard? Was it him?
It's very rude.
It's very cartoony, but he scratches straight through it. And so you have a ton of old people in this place, and they're all looking at him with their crazy eyes. And then here is Quint's introduction where he talks for the first time, and it took me a minute to get used to it.
You all know me, know how I earn a living. I'll catch this bird for you, but it ain't gonna be easy. Bad fish. Not like going down the pond chasing bluegills or tommycods. This shark, swallow you whole. Shaking, tenderizing, down you go. And we gotta do it quick. I don't bring back the tourists. That'll put all your businesses on a paying basis. But it's not gonna be pleasant. I value my neck a lot more than $3,000, Chief. I'll find him for 3, but I'll catch him and kill him for 10. And you gotta make up your minds. You wanna stay alive and ante up? You wanna play it cheap? Be on welfare the whole winter. I don't want no volunteers. I don't want no mates. There's too many captains on this island. $10,000 for me by myself. For that you get the head, the tail, the whole damn thing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Quint. We'll take it under advisement.
I actually really like that scene too, visually, because it's kind of a slow zoom into Quint. He's sitting on a chair and it's going down into him. And then once the mayor talks, it's actually looking up as though the camera is sitting with him, which is a nice touch. There's a lot of eye line kind of work with the camera that just doesn't get used as much. I feel like this scene today would have been a lot closer of a scene and up at the mayor's eye level rather than Quint's. And then he stands up and he says,
Mr. Mayor, Chief, ladies and gentlemen.
and then he has that assistant guy who follows him everywhere except on the boat. Yeah, so Quint seems to be a bit of a loner, a deeply, deeply traumatized man who is trying to he deals with his trauma in a lot. He has PTSD, severe PTSD. He feels so much guilt, and it seems as though his way of dealing with that is to attack the world. Because some of the stuff he says when they're setting up the boat, he says a lot of like misogynistic things and a lot of societally offensive things that he may mean, but I also feel like he doesn't. I feel like he's saying it to be seen as that kind of person. But he's kind of a really compassionate person under it all.
Yeah, it's a bit of a facade that he puts up to protect himself.
And that's where like some of the stuff he says, it's so outlandish that I think he's saying it for the sake of being outlandish.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I feel that because of two particular scenes. One, of course, the USS Indianapolis, when he talks about his scars and, you know, him and Hooper are really kind of connecting. But actually a really small scene that happens, which is when Brody goes to get something and he pulls the wrong rope and the compressed air falls. And Hooper's like yelling at him. And then Hooper goes to tend to that. And Quint whispers to Brody. He's like, hey, next time, just ask me which one to pull and I'll tell you. It's very like a father to son kind of reaction that in his whispers, he's not whispering for Brody. He's whispering for himself. He's like, I don't want people to see me being like lovey and kind and stuff.
Yeah. And like everything that we've seen before, like the way that he treats Hooper is like, do you even know how to be on a boat? And like, you have city hands and like being super judgy of like, you don't even deserve to be on my boat. And so to have that is an interesting dichotomy of that character.
Right. And so, you know, Quint is a character, deeply, deeply flawed man, but someone who seems to have a decent capacity to care for people. He just has to find that connection. So he has a lot of walls, and it is brought to life through Robert Shaw, who delivers, honestly, one of the best monologues in cinema history. His USS Indianapolis monologue is so good. Let me see where this.
Watch the show where we.
No, shut up. So they're talking about scars, and then they get right here, roughly, I think.
He was coming back from the island of Tinian to Lady and just delivered the bomb, the Hiroshima bomb. 1,100 men went into the water. Vessel went down in 12 minutes. Didn't see the first shark for about half an hour. Tiger, 13-footer, you know that when you're in the water, Chief? You tell by looking from the dorsal to the tail. What we didn't know was our bomb mission had been so secret. No distress signal had been sent.
These are always the most interesting scenes to me, because you have someone telling a story and there's so much acting going on simply in the reaction to the story.
Mm-hmm.
So Richard Dreyfuss's character Hooper is drunk, but he is enthralled, concerned, and really his facial expression isn't really changing that much throughout it.
Mm-hmm.
But then the camera turns to Brody and he's very intent on Quint. And even though there's not a lot going on in those moments, it feels like there's so much emotion happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are now in the movie kind of reacting the same way, because this guy who is acting in a way that makes you believe he was really there.
Mm-hmm.
You were like, I was having the same reaction that Brody and Hooper were having,
right,
as this scene was going. And just the way that Robert Shaw tells his moments and how he like pauses within the moments, his tenor, his tempo, like everything is really amazingly well acted. And it feels like he's telling something that he went through.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he did. He could have, but he's doing it in a way that is very believable.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the very thick accent that
totally, yeah.
I had to have the captions on because I was like, what is he saying? So I want to just play a little more.
And you hear that terrible high-pitched scream.
And then John Williams putting in the tension of the music. Oh, so good.
The ocean turns red. In spite of all the pounding and the hollering, they all come in. They rip you to pieces. You know, by the end of that first dawn, lost 100 men. I don't know how many sharks. Maybe 1,000. I don't know how many men. They average 6 an hour. On Thursday morning, Chief, I bumped into a friend of mine, Herbie Robinson, Cleveland.
So the music kind of swells in and out.
Mm-hmm.
He's telling a story, and like, I don't know, man. This scene is so good, and there is just not a lot happening. It is just really him telling a story. They don't do the thing of like flashing back to it, which a lot of movies nowadays would do.
You're right.
This one is this almost feels more vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to depend solely on the actor's emotion and ability to tell this story for it to lock in and be compelling.
Mm-hmm.
And it is very compelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, regarding the cinematography, like the shots that they're using to draw you into the moments.
Right. Quint is the only one who is lit on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Did you notice that? So look at Hooper. Look at what side is lit. They're opposite sides.
Yeah.
Which makes sense for the lighting, but as an effect is very interesting. So Hooper is sitting next to Quint, and the light is like right in the middle of I guess they're sitting at a table, but Brody is standing up away from the table and very much in the shadow. So you can only see part of his face. But then in a lot of the scenes where, or a lot of the shots where Quint is the focal point, part of Hooper's face is in the shadows. And so it kind of creates this like, you don't need to pay attention to the shadow guys, just pay attention to this guy. Like it works really well to bring your eye to what is important.
Yeah. It's showing you that somebody's there,
right? Without drawing too much attention to them
into the background.
Yeah. It's really well done. Like kudos to Steven Spielberg and kudos to Butler for the cinematography. Like this movie truly has some wonderful, wonderful shots in it. And yeah, I really like it. I really like that. I really liked Quint. He's a piece of shit, but also like he has a lot of redeemable qualities as well. I still don't fully know why he bashed the radio.
Yeah.
I still don't fully understand why. Like in the character perspective and in the story perspective, I don't fully understand why.
Like, did he want to die? Like,
I don't know.
I don't get. Yeah, I didn't get that either of him being like, no.
Right.
We're going to do this by ourselves.
Yeah, because making the money or countering the offer and saying 10 grand really made it seem like he wanted to. Also so Quint, when you look at his dock or like his boathouse, not a house that is a boat, but a
yes, the dock house. Yeah.
Dock house that has a boat in it. That guy just really likes killing sharks, man.
Yeah, there's so many.
He is a fan.
Shark teeth everywhere.
I don't know anything about preserving bone, but he like was boiling two shark jaws, and he like pulled it out and had like a maniacal laugh, and then he just put them back, and I'm like, they're not done yet. Like what?
He's making shark tooth broth.
Gotta love the broth. Hooper. I thought Hooper was such an interesting character because he does have that I don't really get rich guy, even though he is rich. Like that's where the idea is. But I do get like nowadays, I guess the stereotype would be like liberal blue state educated person who goes into like a small town and thinks they're better because they have the education. Like I get a little of that. I don't really get rich person.
No.
But I thought Richard Dreyfuss did fantastic job. Like he's a great actor. And I don't think I've seen too many movies with him. I've seen What About Bob?
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen Red. And I've seen
Mr. Holland's Opus?
Mr. Questionable Relationship with a Teenage Girl Opus. And I hate that movie.
Uh-huh.
And I don't hate that movie because of the music or because of the teacher thing. But there's a teenage girl who gets infatuated with him, and she's going off to college or going off somewhere, and she like has a scene where she asks him to go with her, and he's not immediately like, ew, no, gross.
Mm-hmm.
You're a child. Ugh.
Yep.
Yeah. He let it go a little too far to the point where it was like, hold on, buddy. Are you? Oh, no. And the fact that no one, like, in the process of making that movie was going, this ain't weird. No one thinks this is weird. And the reason I think that more, it was made in 94.
It was the 90s.
It was made in the mid-90s, and no one was like, this is a little weird. Maybe we should just make her like a college student or something, you know? It's not great, but it'd have been better. Anyway, Dreyfuss did a great job in this movie. I didn't hate him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he acted really well.
Yeah, he was good. I think the when he's doing the, like, inspecting the remains,
that was excellent.
Mm-hmm. And I just thought it was interesting the way that he was, like, somehow both super intrigued by what he was looking at and completely disgusted.
Yeah. And he acted it perfectly.
Yeah.
Because I was there with him.
Mm-hmm.
I believed him 100%. And I love when movies do little things that just make a scene feel more real.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, he asked for water, and he takes a sip, and you can hear him, like, trying to process down the water, like to push back the vomit that is like moving its way up. He did that really well, but then he did his homework and understood whether it's accurate terminology or not, made it sound as though it was accurate.
That he was, the things that he was saying sounded like he actually knew it and wasn't just reciting a script.
There's that hard part where when you have an academic, a scientist in a movie, and you have them saying a bunch of science-y stuff, and sometimes it can be bad. Because you suddenly have a moment where you're like, I don't think this person knows a single thing they're talking about.
Do you know what you just said?
Do you know what you said? He felt like he understood it. Yeah. I liked him. I think we can talk about two more characters and then kind of get along. Lorraine Gray played Ellen Brody. She just seemed like a really nice woman. She seemed like a good partner to Brody, someone who cared and someone who kind of understood where he was coming from a lot of the times. Yeah,
I appreciated the scene of him being like, Michael, get out of the boat. And she's like, it's fine. He's not in the water. It's totally fine. And then she opens the book or whatever it was that she was holding, and it has a picture of a shark attacking a boat. And then she's like, Michael, listen to your father.
Yeah, I like that scene too. That was a really funny scene. But it worked. It felt appropriate for the characters. It didn't seem out of character. It didn't seem like it was there just for the joke, you know?
Yeah.
She had to see the shark go eaten through the boat.
Yeah. to be like, okay, maybe he's got a point.
Maybe he's in danger.
Mm-hmm.
All in all, she did great. I thought she was splendid. And last person we really need to talk about is Murray Hamilton, who played Mayor Vaughn. This guy is a piece of shit. I hate him through the whole thing.
Which you're supposed to.
Which you're supposed to.
Yeah.
I was seeing something that was, saw a video that was trying to talk about it. It was an interesting idea. And I guess the idea was be weary or be understanding that art isn't always supposed to entertain you.
Mm-hmm.
Art makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Art makes you think. Art does all of these things. This part of art where Vaughn, like, they nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
I was angry at him the whole time. Even when he comes to realize the error of his ways. Four people have died because he just couldn't set aside his capitalist desires to save the people. You know what? It's also one of those things where you want these characters to be bad, evil, distasteful in a way that feels locked in only in a cinema scenario. And then you start looking at things in real life and you're like, God damn it, that Vaughn was like a real character. That's a real character. I say that as where we're at in time. Recently, there were flash floods in Texas that killed just so many people and a lot of children.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of Vaughns who were in these situations to the point where this feels political, but like I think it connects to it because I think this movie had a lot of political themes within it.
Mm-hmm.
But the city council or whatever a few years ago had gotten money from the infrastructure bill that Biden had pushed through. It was like $13 million or something like that. And there's like recordings of meetings of them going, well, we're not going to use his money. But we're going to hold on to it because then we can, prevent liberals from using it or whatever. Like these are words they were saying. And I was just like watching this movie. I had a moment of like, can someone really think of their own, whatever it is, their own ideals, their own ideology, their own desires, I guess, so much to the fact that they would purposefully put people at risk of something that honestly is very avoidable?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is yes. Like Vaughn is not an imaginary character. Like he is an avatar for a lot of real events that are happening. Whether this movie originally meant for it to be the case, it has that now.
Yeah.
Where you can watch this and go, wow, that Vaughn is a piece of shit. Good thing we don't have those kind of people in real life. And then you take a look and you're like, crap.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's crazy how relevant.
Yeah. This movie is like wildly relevant, even though you wouldn't expect it to be. Like I went into this movie really thinking, like just period. It's a horror movie about a big ass shark.
Mm-hmm.
But this is really a really interesting movie about life.
Mm-hmm.
When is life important?
Yeah.
When is life important to set aside your own, in some ways, comfort?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say well-being because, like it's a detriment to the economy of the town, and that could have led to a lot of bad things. But could it have led to 3 people dying?
Right. You know, I think you hit on something there that, I mean, I haven't watched a lot of modern horror, but I feel like it's lost a little bit. A lot of cinema now is just focusing on the spectacle of it. But this movie hits on a part of horror that is the commentary side, right? Because a good horror talks about something that's
right,
real. And so this has that realness to it. And that's part, like, yes, it's horrible that the shark was eating people. The real horror of this is that the town didn't do anything about it.
Right. When they could have.
Mm-hmm.
They could have put a stop to it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
If they had gone by Brody's plan, arguably, oh no, 4 people died. The guy on the boat.
Yeah. So there was the girl, there was the boy, there was the guy on the boat that was out in the water, and then there was the guy on the small, like, kayak thing.
Right. The guy who was hunting the shark, which that added another amount of risk to it, was that there were all of these people who probably aren't trained or understand what they're doing, going out and making themselves a target, because a lot of them are just like throwing out
whatever, yeah,
you know, tons of bait.
And then if you count Quint, that's 5.
Yeah. Old Quint. Visually, still pretty impactful scene. Like, it was intense, and it looked rough.
Yeah.
Like, it looked painful.
I did have to look away for a moment. I was like, no, that's a little too much.
There's a split second where the editing kind of pulls you out of it for a moment, because the shark bites down, and then there's like a beat or two, and then he reacts. It's like, no, you would have felt that immediately, buddy.
I think my last comment about, like, the people of the town is, or like talking about characters and everything, the people sucked as well. In the scene of the fake, the prank, the boys with the fin, there were people throwing children out of their way,
right,
to save their life.
Oh my gosh. There was a guy who stole a float from a kid to use it. Oh my God.
And they were like trampling over old people. And they're like, there's a lot of things like, okay, you are all pretty horrible people.
Yeah. Yeah. That was definitely rough. Wait, did Vaughn say his kids were out there?
Vaughn said that his kids were on the beach, and that's why it was like,
so were those little,
real for him.
Oh yeah. I was like, who's that? When they started having like the little kids go out, I was just like, no, please, no more kids. No more. I can't do kids. I can't watch kids put in scenarios like that. We got too much real stuff like that. I can't watch it in a movie. So I was definitely uncomfortable with there. So like, good on them for doing that the way they did, because it worked. It was effective. Yes, the people sucked. The politicians all sucked. What? That guy sucked.
What? Interesting that you don't see the shark until you don't actually see him until the attack in the pond. It's the first time that you see the shark.
And they do a good job. Like the prosthetics that they use, the fake limbs, everything. They did a really good job with it, where it was detailed enough, but also obscured enough that it felt real, you know? Especially back then, I'm sure that was intense. I can't imagine having that 1975 understanding of visuals and then seeing something like that and going like, that was a real leg, you know?
Right.
But now watching it's going like, well, that was clearly prosthetic,
Mm-hmm.
but cool. Good job. That's all I got for the actors. I do want to talk just a little bit more about the second half of the movie. I just really want to emphasize that the tension that was built to bring that about was so good. And the chase with the shark, in that they had so many moments where the shark isn't seen, but the barrels do so much work.
Right.
And that is special effects. It's practical effects, but it's special effects, and they did it in a way that it kept the mystery alive, and it built up so much intensity that I really can't name of another movie that did it in that way. Maybe outside of like Alien.
Yeah.
But it is definitely that thing where but I will say, when you see the shark in a few of the scenes until the very last scene, it's still like an intimidating creature. Like it's the mechanics, everything about it. It looks intense, and the acting helps it. Yeah, I don't know. They did a good job. One thing I don't understand is when they first catch when they catch the tiger shark and they hang it up. Did the people like shave the teeth off?
Right.
It's gummy.
It was weird.
But no one like made any reference to it, so I didn't understand it. Like if someone was like, "Where was the teeth?" and it was like, "Oh, these idiots have been cutting them off all morning."
Yeah.
But no one said anything, so I was like, "Did you find it like that?"
It just, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have done it.
I mean, even just looking at this still frame of it, it does have a few teeth in there.
Yeah, it does. Oh yeah, they're kind of hiding in the back there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shoot. Oh, what was I saw a photo and it oh yes. I got to tell you. Legitimately, one of the best jump scares I've ever seen.
The dead guy in the boat?
The dead guy in the boat.
Ugh.
Such a good jump scare. I jumped. I was not expecting it. I had never seen this movie, so I didn't know this scene existed. And like I was expecting him to be attacked by the shark. So when a one-eyed corpse makes its way into the window of the hull,
yeah,
it was immediately like, "Oh God!"
Yeah, I jumped too for that one, and it's such a gross like.
Whoever did prosthetics in this
bad.
Nailed it. There's so many prosthetic things in here that I think if that would have been done any less quality than it is, it wouldn't have worked. Mm-hmm. And it feels like every prosthetic thing in this movie works really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was grotesque.
Yeah. It definitely, yes.
In nature. I think this movie, we've talked about this before in other movies that have jump scares and how, like, is it overused or not? But this one didn't really have
that
jump
was the
scares.
Only one.
And so when that happens, it's like, ugh.
Yeah. I'm sure people freaked out a bit more on some of the other scenes, like when the shark jumps onto the boat, or when Brody is throwing the chum out and the shark breaches.
Right.
That probably was very scary.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've seen that particular scene a million times in clips, so it just didn't scare me.
Right.
But it was still effective.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it still told the story, and it was quite believable.
Yeah.
It was startling. I didn't jump scare, but I was startled by it. Oh shoot. I saw another thing. The Quint's fight with the shark is intense. And then I really liked Hooper and Quint's kind of back and forth and their relationship growing, but also like when Quint gets mad at Hooper and Hooper knows he did something wrong and Quint is just standing at the front of the boat staring at him.
Mm-hmm.
How they did the camera was really interesting, where the shot of Hooper almost made it look like Hooper was looking into camera.
Mm.
And then the shot of Quint was from a different angle, so it didn't have that like eye line kind of shot, but it was still done in a way that it was very interesting, and I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, there are several interesting shots for sure.
Yeah. I wonder what, I'm very curious of what our line.
What?
The vote. I hope that one is the most conflicted or the most controversial.
There was one scene where when Brody's first at the beach, talking to the teenager about like, oh, okay, what happened, blah blah blah, and then they find the remains, and Brody has like, he looks at it, he looks away, and then he like walks towards it, and the guy behind him is just like looking around. Like, he doesn't know where to look, and he doesn't look disgusted. He's just kind of like, what are we looking at?
Right. Brody does like push him back and basically is like, don't look. But
the way that he looks around is really funny.
All right. The bottom one is Quint. Wait. Is it Hooper or is it Hopper?
Hooper.
Yeah, okay. They spelled it wrong here. Hooper, get the pump out of the locker in the front, will you? Brody, we're going to sink, aren't we? Yeah. It was nice. I have heard we're going to need a bigger boat for my whole life. But it was nice to see it in context of everything and really kind of get into it and go, oh, that's a great line.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good line. I wonder if they have it. Oh, gosh, what was it when the radio is Ellen, but Quint answers? I can't remember. I don't know if I found it or not. I just really, he was just like, oh, we're just getting started. Help me in later. All right, bye.
I found the best quote. I found the best one of all. Quint, in Shark's mouth. 66 helpful upvotes.
Okay. Can I tell you the line that caught me off guard but was very funny? Was maybe it was after the first, so when he found the body of the girl, he's clearly shaken up and Ellen and him have had a conversation, and then she ends the conversation with, you want to get drunk and fool around? He's like, oh, yeah. That caught me off guard so bad. But it felt like such a very, like, married couple kind of, or a couple kind of thing. You know, a nice partnership kind of thing of, you want to get drunk and fool around? Oh, yeah. When after the dum-dums get pulled from the deck, from the dock, the dock breaks and everything, and the one guy is like telling him what's happening. He's like, so then Denherter and Charlie sat there trying to catch their breath and to figure out how to tell Charlie's wife what happened to her freezer full of meat. And Brody goes, that's not funny. That's not funny at all. Oh, it was the cop. It was the deputy.
Oh, yeah.
He's telling that and he's laughing as he's saying it. And Brody's just like, that's not funny. It's sometimes there is something very funny about someone who feels like they're trying to be funny and then someone shutting them down. Really enjoy that. And this movie did a fantastic job of featuring that once in a while. All right, you got anything else?
That's not funny. No, let's
All right, now it's time for the Review Rewind, where we read a positive review and a negative review, and we see where we fall. Metacritic, 87%. Rotten Tomato, 97%. Rotten Tomato Audience, 90%. IMDb Audience, 8.1. Tristan.
Hi.
Can you read
the Chicago Sun-Times
I never forget if that's Siskel or Ebert, but it's one of them.
gave it a 100. One of the most effective thrillers ever made.
Effective made so far. It gets there. It gets there. All righty. 40 from the Chicago Reader. Steven Spielberg's mechanical thriller is guaranteed to make you scream on schedule. John Williams' score even has the audience reaction programmed into the melodies, particularly if your tolerance for weak motivation and other minor inconsistencies is high.
Weak motivation and minor inconsistencies.
This doesn't feel like a 40.
No.
Weak motivation for the characters. That's kind of true. Like, plot wise, some of the motivation for the characters is a little off. And yeah, the movie has inconsistencies sometimes, but a 40, that's major inconsistencies. A 40 is bad.
Yeah, this person really didn't like it, apparently.
Yeah, they didn't like it, but they gave like some somewhat apt critique of it. That's a weird place to be.
Yeah.
All right, Tristan.
All right.
What do you give it?
I think it probably lands around a B+.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Let me see. Hold on.
Are you comparing it to what else we've rated as a B+?
Yeah, kind of. Because I think we had another movie that was. Yeah. We're kind of in that place where it's like, it's a good movie, we really have not given a lot of like really good grades.
No, we've been watching a lot of bad stuff recently.
Apparently. Yeah, I think B+ is right up there. Even for its time, it did have some things that were left wanting.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I'll tell you what, this movie has some weak motivation and some minor inconsistencies.
You know what? You're absolutely right. That's why I think it deserves a B+. Because other than those things, it's really good.
It's pretty good.
Like the first hour, I had moments of boredom.
Mm-hmm.
Truly did. The second hour, I couldn't keep my eyes off the screen.
Mm-hmm.
There was so much good in it. And I think someone could argue pretty easily that that there's a lot of good things in the first part that I just wasn't in a position to fully grasp.
Yeah. I almost wonder if there's if you could edit the first half of the movie to be shorter so you get to the boat stuff faster and still have the same experience.
And honestly, I think if you only cut like 5 minutes, it probably would have fixed a lot of it. Though those inconsistencies that would like move it up to an A.
But we're keeping a what?
What? And that's outside of that joke. That's the thing about it. This movie's only 2 hours long. And I say only because I don't know if it would have been as impactful of a movie if it was just like an hour and a half. I don't know if you could cut 30 minutes of the film. And that's why I'm saying, like, if it was an hour and 55 minutes, I still think you could have told the exact same story, but the pacing would have been
just a little
sharper. And that's the thing, because it feels like in the second half of the movie, those things that have space and time are really appropriate for what's happening.
Yeah.
You want there to be dead space when they're on the boat because we need to go in that feeling of the unknown on the boat. There's so much unknown on the boat. So that time, you don't want to cut any of that. But there's some of the things that are like played for laughs or just timing things of that generation of filmmaking that could easily be cut out and just move it faster towards that point of the story. That still gives you a lot of the character development, all that good stuff, but moves you along.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But overall, great movie. Do not watch this with kids.
Nope.
It is PG-13 at the minimum. Here's the thing. There's technically a naked woman. That wasn't even the most inappropriate thing.
Yeah.
So it would be a rough watch with kids. So I definitely would not do that. If you have kids who are a little more mature, maybe like 14, 15, but before that, I honestly think you might mess them up.
This would be too much for
yeah. And that is Mike being a dad for a moment. I need another bumper for that.
Pretty soon, this is just going to be us, a bunch of bumpers.
Hey, I don't have a problem with that. Anyway, Tristan.
Hey.
Thanks for watching this movie with me.
Pleasure.
Audience, we hope you enjoyed. We hope you watch this movie. And we hope you watch the next movie, whatever it is. And remember, review those rewinds, and we'll see you next time.